Stinking dogs. They done got my gloves. Woo! Look at this freaking. Look at this. Oh, freaking. Hashtag blessed. Always blessed, never stressed. I killed it myself. That's pretty good. You guys can have that one for free. All right, so today, what are we doing today? Today, I gotta start getting this car up in the air and get it prepped so we can start working on it. I have to go to the movies tonight with my mom and my brothers. Mommy date tonight, and then we gotta mount tires on all these wheels. Today, let's get this thing up in the air and get it prepped. And by prepped, I mean pull the wheels off of it. What's up, Ella girl? One of the problems we have is all these scratches here, but no worry, Hoonigan Gaming Clutch with a ton of Hoonigan stickers. So I'm gonna blast this whole thing right here and we'll show you how that goes.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Has headers that Y pipe into each other, and because they Y pipe into each other, the jacking point that I'll normally jack up on the car like this, and I don't want to lose the front bumper. Alright, let's try. Ooh, look at those jacks. Now that's complete, we gotta get the front wheels off, rear wheels off, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you some of the damage that we acquired from driving with Nick at the last test day. So when people ask me to come out to drive their events, I'm super down for it, but this is a big but. The operating cost, I'm not saying that it costs a bunch in fuel, because fuel is not too expensive, it's relatively cheap, it's E85. Tires, diesel, E85, and then whatever breaks in the car. So you can see by the test day, which we were pushing the limits, don't get me wrong, we weren't just like lackadaisical driving, so if you guys watch the video, yes, I blow off the course a bunch of times. Because we're trying to find the absolute limit of what the car is capable of and what I can handle as well. So that's what happened in that video. And I'm gonna show you what happened underneath the car, and then some of that condor stuff, bushing stuff that I was talking about. I'll go over it real quick. I won't do it today because I have some plans. I wanna try to get you guys this daily Diaz stuff as often as I can, and then we'll bring Hannah and get Hannah involved and stuff like that as well. Let's get the wheels off this car. I'll show you some of the damage from the practice day with Nick. If you haven't seen the practice day video with Nick, you should go watch it because there's a lot of sick, crazy driving in it. Wheels are off. Let's look at what we got going on here. A lot of the stuff is where you get some more wear and tear on your suspension. These are the new BC Coilovers ER series. These are the ones that I've been running this season. BC was kind enough to get us a set out, so we got some, but here you go right here. Some strings from the Accelera tires from running them way too freaking far. Shout out to Tire Street for having our back on tires this season and last season. You can see we kind of go over like the arms and suspension and stuff, and everything looks stout on these proper arms. Nothing looks too bad. I know that on one of the sides, I believe it's this one, we got into the dirt a few times. Let me try to find a spot here that's I can lay down in. We got into the dirt pretty freaking rough, but kind of just a testament to the proper guys. Using the high grade materials, you can see that the box actually flexed. You can see it. It's kind of got this like weird kick to it here, and then it's flat here, and so this metal here flexed on the inside when we dropped into the dirt really freaking hard. Kind of to explain how hard we went into the dirt. This setup here, I hit that one there, that box there, on the Irwindale wall and didn't bend that box. So I went into the dirt pretty freaking hard to bend this. Luckily, the boys have a bunch of parts in stock and spares, so I'm just gonna be replacing this box here, and that'll correct this whole side of the car. But this is just one of the minute things that can go wrong when you go out to drive an event. So it's like, it gets pretty hectic. I dropped the tire so hard, the reservoir line right here actually smacked the chassis, which that's bent up with a hammer. I'm gonna actually take a grinder and cut this whole section out. But that's how hard I slammed into something, that all this stuff compressed, that got bent. It was just like all bad on this end. This is just simple stuff. And then I still have another round that I gotta get to. So it's not necessarily like I can just go and have all the fun in the world, because I have a competition to get to. I have sponsors' orders that they need me to fulfill, which I'm totally fine with. I'm all about it. I'm all about the competition aspect of drifting. I love it. I love the fun side of it. I just love drifting, period. I'm not complaining that I have sponsors. I'm not complaining that I have to get to another race. I just have to take it into account when it comes to going out and having fun with all my friends. So, with that being said, that corner needs to be repaired, which is the driver's rear. And then the Condor Speed Shop stuff I was talking to you about is that this portion here, the bushing is coming out of the lollipop, and it's nothing that Condor did. It's more of combining a Condor measurement with an SLR measurement. And so I have to now figure out how to get this bushing to stay in. One of the things that I figured out, I have new bushings from Condor. Condor Speed Shop sent me over brand new bushings for it, so it's no big deal. Boom, made in the US, loud and proud. And then what I did is I went ahead and picked up these cool collars. I'll throw them out right here so you can kind of see what they are. But this is the collar here, and this has 2 socket head bolts in it, and it splits. It's pretty much 2 halves of a circle. And what will happen is the new bushing will get pressed in, and then the collar will then bite the arm right before the bushing, and that'll keep this bushing from walking out. And what happens when this bushing walks out is that this whole knuckle here begins to develop a little bit of movement. There's a little bit of wiggling, but that little bit of movement there translates to a ton over at the spindle side of everything, this whole knuckle. And so we got to correct that in order to correct some of the slop that we have in the front end. And if we can get rid of that slop, that'll make everything feel a lot tighter and a lot more consistent. Another thing is I haven't looked at any of my tie rods because it's getting pretty gnarly. This portion here I know has a little bit of a bend to it, which is okay because we can compensate by screwing it in or out. It's not really affecting anything, but I want to make sure the inner is nice and healthy. It is dirty, so that needs to be cleaned up. I'm gonna get some paint on those brakes because that looks hideous. I didn't have the car up in the air, and then you can see this side here, the bushing walked out as well. And then again, we have the BC ER series coilovers on the front end here. All this stuff needs to be cleaned up before the next round. So all these threads, all this buildup, everything, all that buildup there on the chassis. There's a lot of like wetness. I don't know exactly where it's coming from, but it's everywhere. And so we'll kind of clean it up. I have an oil leak, as you can see there. So we need to get that fixed too. So this is just kind of like a quick glimpse into like kind of some of the behind the scenes stuff of competing. It's not always like sunshine and rainbows. It's a lot of times working on your car and trying to get things figured out so that you can make it to the next race or make sure that the car's going to hold up at the next race. These are just some of the things, and this is just from one practice day. This isn't a competition. This isn't a fun event. Fun events I'm usually harder on my car because I'm driving way nastier than normal. The practice day with Nick, we also got pretty rowdy, so he's coming back and getting us in a good way because I think we got a lot of good footage, a lot of good seat time, and I got a lot of good tandem practice, and so I should be bringing you way higher quality tandems in competition. And I know I'm not the best tandem driver. I can drive solo for days, all day. Tandeming, it's something you develop when you have a partner, when you have a teammate, someone you can practice timing on transitions, practice getting on doors, where you should be looking, where you shouldn't be looking, all these different things, dealing with smoke. There's so much stuff that goes into it, so take it easy. I understand, I know, I'm not oblivious to it. I don't think I'm the world's greatest driver by no means. With that being said, let me explain some stuff about some wheel packaging that we're going to be doing for the next round. Heritage Hokkaidos. We're going to be running those in the Top Drift series. There's kind of a weird thing going on. Tire Streets and Accelera Tires makes a 265 and a 235, and they're making a 255. That's not going to be out until the public until like September or June or July, September, somewhere around there. Point is, I have a ton of races that I have to compete in with the Drift League. The Drift League is not okay to run bigger than a 255 series tire. Accelera and Tire Streets only makes a 235 at the moment, so I am unable to run the 265. Now in Top Drift, I can run the 265. I can run whatever size tire I want, to be honest with you, because there's not a rule against it. The obstacles that I'm running into is if I run a 235 on a Hokkaido or some type of step blip at the tire pressures I need to achieve in order to achieve traction, I will DB the tire, and it's not good. Bonnie, stop making noises. So in Top Drift, we're gonna be running full Hokkaidos all the way around the car, front and rear, which I'm actually excited for because the monoblock wheels are a lot lighter than the 3-piece wheel. A lot of people don't know this, but 3-piece faces, most of them are still, what's the word I'm looking for? They're still cast. They're still cast faces, so they're not necessarily lighter than monoblocks. The Hokkaidos are gonna feel a lot better up front because it's gonna put a lot less stress on my fluid, temperatures, all of my steering and control arms up front. It's gonna be a lot lighter on it instead of having to turn the big old VSKFs that we had built by 3-piece. So 3-piece and Heritage are sister companies. Heritage is their own custom line. So Heritage makes the Hokkaido monoblocks, and then what we're gonna be doing is developing a new 3-piece wheel for myself, a style that I like. It'll be available to you guys can buy it. But Top Drift, we'll be running Hokkaidos all the way around. In the Drift League, because of the tire stretch that we have to run, I have to run a reverse slip because I have to run a 235 in the Drift League. So when I lower the tire pressures, the bead will walk on the lip if it decides it wants to debead. But luckily we've been having the test days and we've been able to find certain tire pressures that we can run and can't run. Thank God, because the wrong place to figure out how low you can go on tire pressure is at Irwindale's Big Bank in the Drift League. In the Drift League, we'll run the 235s on the by 11s reverse slipped, and then in Top Drift we'll run the Hokkaidos, and we'll still run the Japanese wheels, but mainly the Hokkaidos 265 and 235s up front. And then the front on the KFs and the new Heritage wheels we're gonna be making are gonna be 1810s. And the 10s we run a 235 up front, and then on the 9.5s we'll run a 235 up front as well. Real quick, the Drift League, 235, 3-piece US wheels and Heritage wheels. Top Drift, 265, 3-piece US wheels, and main set being the Hokkaidos. So you guys will be able to see the Hokkaidos on the car. My mom and my brothers are waiting for me to go to the movies. I appreciate you guys getting a daily dose of Diaz. Daily dose of Diaz, I like that. Triple D. Wait a second. Thank you guys for being a part of this channel as always so much. There's a lot to do. There's a lot that goes into it. And we're gonna try to bring you guys something daily. So it's gonna be some quick snippets, something like this. Hopefully a little bit more entertaining for you guys. People will be here in and out. Friends will come hang out. You guys will get to meet some more of the guys. As always, huge thank you to you guys and huge thank you to all the sponsors. So much for all the support. I gotta get going. As always, be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Oh, real quick, if you guys want a discount on some Tire Streets Accelera tires, 265, 35, 18s. If you guys want discounts on these tires, code is Diaz08, as you see across the screen. Big all letters. Diaz08 on checkout. You'll get free shipping and a decent discount on some tires. I absolutely love the 651 Accelera. It's amazing. If you don't believe me, run a set. They have driver racer programs where you can return tires if you don't like them and all this kind of just gnarliness. Go follow Tire Streets. They're absolutely amazing. Go follow them, support them. Type in Diaz08 on checkout and get you some discounts. As always, thank you guys. Stay safe.